It's a new setup. Let's see how it goes. This is episode 1 of 2020 of Barry on Deck. Let go.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat, written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to 2021 and welcome to Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is January 4th, 2021. This is episode number 165 of A Barry on Deck. And I got to be honest with you, I'm a little nervous about how this is going to go today. So over the weekend and over the break, I redid the setup. And it's very weird for me. All right. Now, I have the microphone up here and you guys don't see it. Now, it's down here, and I don't want you guys to see it. So I don't know how that's going to work. That's going to be something different. I try to keep it out of the shot. I've got the monitor different, the background, and all this shit's going on. It's a little bit different, but this was the goal. It was to get it to damn near where it is now. So we'll see how this goes. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's. I really do. I hope you were safe. I hope you were relaxed and you drank a lot. And, I hope things are going well already. I am excited about the prospects of 2021. Let's be real. Last year, S to D. Last year sucked the butthole of America and of the world. And we're going to be better this year. I know it. I believe it. It can't be worse than last year. Although we find out now that people are already in trouble. Who was it that I saw that has COVID now? Larry King. We're 4 days into 2021. Larry King has COVID. That's not good. So we got a lot to talk about today, though. Not going to be a lot of dwelling on the past. We did that on, Wednesday or Thursday of last week. So we ended the year strong. And we start off this year like we start off every show, and that is saying congratulations to the best deckhead on the planet, if not for a single day. And that deckhead would be Jeff Bell. You goddamn right. Sitting on the corner doing dope. Jeff Bell, man, much appreciated to you, my friend. First in the chat today. So yeah, everyone else can suck it because Jeff Bell, not only was he first, but he also got that first super chat. Pop the cherry. Thank you for your generosity. Also first, like Jeff Bell with the first triple crown of 2021. He's already putting his name on the wall. I should make a list of all the Triple Crown winners. In fact, I'm going to start to do that. I'm going to have to make that a note. It's probably going to last like 3 days and then I'll forget. But for today, I shall remember to make... I'm just going to do it over here for now because I don't know where else to... Jeff Bell. Triple Crown. I sure could go for a triple crown right now. It's dry January. Whose idea was this? Have you guys heard of this bullshit? Dry January where you don't drink? Hey, fuck you people trying to be good. We don't need your bullshit, all right? We're all going to drink and you can suck it. That's just how that goes. All right, let's do the chat, shall we? I mentioned Jeff Bell. Gregory Vega Jr. is in the building. 713 Hooligans in the house. Brandon Martinez is here. Jesus Perez is in the building. Uriel Villanueva, what's up, Playboy? Chris Reyes. Lisa, oh, hey, Lisa, thank you for being here, sweetie. Francisco Abarca. Stephen Luther's in the building. Who else? Steve Mata, what up, Playboy? Steven Uzik with the weather update. Current conditions at BiffNet World Headquarters, 73 degrees. Dew point, 55 degrees. Mostly sunny. 70% chance Barry goes hardcore on the lawn work with this weather. Yeah, don't flatter yourself. Once the first official freeze hits the area, Daddy puts the yard work aside until March. I'm not shitting you. I don't get a lawnmower out, a weed eater. I don't do shit. Once that first freeze hits and everything locks up, that's it. I don't get after it after that. So no thank you. Hey, we got to do more chats here. Katie is in the building. Keith Sager is here. John Dory's in the building. Look at all the deckheads showing up on a Monday in 2021. I love it. Trucker Taco, Alan Denson. Hi, Jen, my sweet Jen. Who else is here? Rick C. Donna, my sweet Donna. Truck driver Pookie. I mentioned Walt. What up, player? Me and undefeated Walt. That's our name. Justin Swinford, Aaron Little. Sylvia is here. PK is here. I love it. CC. Look at her giving all the shout outs to all the deckies. I love this shit, man. This is so awesome. Eric Resendez, what's up, Playboy? Happy to have you back and in the building as well. Total Dallas, I see. White Magic. I know. We're going to get to it. Okay, settle the fuck down. Devo Tweezo. He said, anyone know my uncle Truck and Taco? Aha! He can't sign on to Discord. He recently switched from Android to iPhone. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all, Devo. Your uncle's fucked. And Shock is in the building. And that's all the time we have for the chats. What's up, John Westling? Bro, I forgot to call you. Man, I didn't get done with all that bullshit I said until 10 o'clock. I owe you a phone call today, John Westling, and I promise you, I'm going to get to it. I shan't be forgetting you, sir. Tony Garza, what's up, buddy? All right. So much to get to. By the way, I'm doing something new here. Let me show you. Let me show you my new setup. I always show you guys the behind the scenes stuff. I don't know if y'all give a shit about it or not, but we'll do a little behind the scenes here. I'm going to use my my webcam. This is kind of what it looks like now. So, but in the past, you know, it's been a little crazy, but this is, hold on. This is the new setup here. So I've got the camera. Oh, do you like the shirt hanging up? That's because there's fucking sunlight coming through the goddamn blinds that are back there. If you look at the blinds, I had this big like line of sun right down my face, and we can't have that. So I'm going to have to get something that's better here. I'm going to have to get something that's better than a t-shirt because Nora's going to be like, no. But this is the new setup. So the camera is above the monitor. It's always been below or in the monitor. So now I have a full monitor landscape. But the mic is here. And then this is the new ringy-dingy over here. I got this monitor on the side. I'm saving paper this year. So that's the new setup. There's the computer and the water and all that shit. So yeah, that's the new, hold on. Let me switch cameras here. That's the new setup. That's what we're going with. That's what we're trying to get. This was the goal. This setup was the goal. We'll see how it goes. I thought Barry had his drawers hanging up there for the camera. No, that's not my drawers. That was just a t-shirt blocking the line of sun across my damn face. I'm going to have to figure that out. Merry Christmas to you too, Cece. It's not Christmas at all. If it sounds bad, by the way, with the mic in the new spot, just let me know, okay? And I've got to remember, I'm going to have to look up at the camera, not down. Down is the data, up is the camera. I've got to remember that because that's changed as well. All right, here's what we need to discuss today. I do have some show updates for you. I do have some things that we're going to get to. A lot of things, actually. As you can imagine, when you've got a 3-day weekend with all the sports plus everything else that's going on, it's pretty wild. So we got to talk about NFL Week 17. We got to talk about the college football playoffs. We got to talk about the Houston Texans specifically. We got to talk about this dude that went to murder a guy because he didn't accept his friend request. Some of you bitches are weird like that, and we need to find out why you're fucking weird like that. And you guys know when I say bitches, if you're new to the show, I mean everybody. Bitches is not it's not based on gender. It's based on attitude, all right? So we got to get to that. We've got all kinds of shit. First things first, though. First order of business, because some of you are on the Discord, and if you don't know what the Discord is, it's real simple. The Discord is the place to be and hang out and chill with your fellow deckheads. this level 1 tier, the official Deckhead tier, is going away this year, this month. As a matter of fact, I got to send out some emails and stuff, but that's going to happen. So there are 2 tiers available to you to sign up right now if you have not already. The big Deckhead tier, the huge Deckhead tier. I'm going to be making sure that I get on the beanies that are going to be going out for the semi-annual swag gifts to the huge Deckhead. So all that's going to go down. The way you get on the Discord server is to join the Patreon, and the way you do that is right here, patreon.com/Barry on Deck. It's just that simple. Now, what we need to discuss is on the Discord server, I keep track of everybody's activity, and it's based on XP, right? So you go and you type messages and you participate and you become part of the Deckhead family and you're active and you get XP. And here are the winners for this month, for the month of December, I should say. So Robert Likes Beer won. Brandon Martinez was second. Charles G was third. Chris Reyes fourth, and P Jones was 5. Now here's the deal: you can only win once every 6 months. I think I'm going to change that because it's the same 5 or 6 people every goddamn time. So I think I'm going to change that, or I may just get rid of the XP altogether because I think some of you just post to boost your XP, and I don't want that. I want you to participate, but not just be spammy and shit with like, hey, sup, what's sup, hey, sup. No one gives a shit about that, all right? Text that shit to each other. So I might get rid of the XP altogether. I have not decided, but we still are keeping track of the winners for right now. And the winner is Charles G, because Robert Likes Beer has already won. Brandon Martinez won in October. So your XP winner for the month of December is Charles G. And yes, I am serious. PK is like, just get rid of it already. See, that's the problem, is some of you guys just abuse it to win the XP, and you don't just have natural conversations. So I think I'm gonna have to. I don't know yet. I don't know. No promises. I don't know. But here's what I am gonna do for everybody that has won the XP. I'm gonna make you a shirt. That's it. I've decided. I was promising this and that, and some of you already got stuff. I don't give a shit. All of you are going to get shirts for winning the XP. That's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna make those. Okay. So that's where we're at. Josh said I live and die by my Discord numbers. No, you don't, Josh. No, you fucking don't. So there's your XP winner on the Discord. Also, we need to talk about this Barry on Deck Fantasy Football Leagues, because we have 3 leagues. And again, the only way to get on the leagues was to be a member of the Discord. And we finally have some champions. We are finally crowning 3 Deckhead champions, and the first of those 3, Team Punishment, beats Keith Sager out over 2 weeks. 2 weeks, which was last week and this week. Week 16, week 17. Team Punishment ends up with 318.38 points, beating Keith Sager to win League 1 of the Barry on Deck League. Now, if you don't know what you're playing for, let me show you. You're playing for this bad boy right here. This Barry on Deck trophy that Total Dallas had made for you guys. It's got Oliver on the front. It says Barry on Deck Fantasy Football Oliver's Cup 2020 Top Deckhead. This is what you're playing for. This right here. And I've got 3 of them. There's 2 more. You see those white boxes right there? Right there. That's the other 2 trophies. It's in this box. And I've got 2 more that I'm going to be passing out to you. So congratulations to Team Punishment. I don't have a name, but we'll figure out who that is. So that's League 1. League 2. It was Christopher Mina, who I think is no longer on the Discord, versus Brian Henson. BZH420 ends up winning it all, 302 to 232. Congratulations to BZH420. For winning league number 2, you're going to get yourself a fancy-ass trophy. Oh, that was Titan Hugo. So Titan Hugo, bet. Thank you, Jen. No, it's all good. Titan Hugo, my guy. That's my buddy, Titan Hugo. Love me some Titan Hugo. So happy to be able to send him a trophy. Congratulations to him. BZH420, also the winner. And in the final league, the league I was in, which is total bullshit, I should have won this just because my name's on the goddamn thing. I don't care about cheating. Anyways, Jeremy Tinsley beats Jen 322 to 280. She made a game of it. She made it competitive. Kinda. What was the biggest margin of victory here? We had 341 to 318. So that's what, 60, about 80-ish? Close to? We got 230 to 302. That's 70-ish. And then right here, we got 40-ish. So the biggest margin of victory was Titan Hugo. Good for him. Anyways, Jeremy Tinsley wins the PayPal Pete League, which was my league, which is bullshit because you can't have your name on it and win, I feel like. That's kind of horse shit. I digress. Anyways, all three of you guys are going to get one of these trophies right here. I'm also going to make you a Deckhead t-shirt for winning. And I think somebody had offered up something as well. You'll get some swag and shit. I got to figure it all out. I probably have to go back and watch every goddamn episode because I don't know what the prizes were. It's whatever. So I promise you, y'all will get some cool shit. But for sure, you're going to get one of those trophies. And I'll probably make you a fantasy. No. That's what it was. The winner, the one with the most fantasy points was getting a shirt. Yes, best overall record. And Eric Resendez had a prize for the best overall record of everybody. And here's the way we're going to do this. Eric Resendez, by the way, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Much appreciated. Excuse me. Not a COVID cough. I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my voice already. How the fuck am I losing my voice? I haven't talked in 4 days. So here's what we're going to do. The team with the most points overall out of everybody. And so what I need, Jen, is I need everybody's total points for the year. And really it's going to be these teams that are the final 6 or whatever. Not just this week's points, but their total points. Because the team with the most points, Eric Resendez is going to get them, what was it, Eric? A gift card? And then I'm going to make them a t-shirt. That was the cool thing. So that's the Barry on Deck. Jen's like, God damn it, Barry. I know, Jen, but this is the last fantasy thing you have to do. I promise you. Okay? I promise you that because it's over. So we don't have to do that anymore. But I want the people happy, Jen. That's the whole point of this goddamn show is to make people happy. Thank you, Jen. Much appreciated. All right, here's the other thing that I needed to update you guys on because I'm really proud of these dudes. But I just got to give a shout out to the Reverend Lord Chris Householder III, and if you don't know who Aeolos, we call him Areola, KD. These guys entered into a Call of Duty Warzone tournament over the weekend, and these dudes ended up second place overall in the tournament, and I'm proud of these dudes. If you're not following these guys, you need to go follow both of them. If you're into gaming, if you're into Call of Duty, if you're into watching, hit them up, all right? Twitch.tv/the Reverend 4323 and Twitch.tv Aeolos Gaming, AIOLOS Gaming. And both of these dudes are really good dudes. They're fun watches on Twitch if you're into gaming, and they're really good too. KD is really, really good. House is, well, he's funny. I love you, House. I'm just kidding. Both these guys, great watches, and congratulations to both of you for finishing second in the tournament. The first place team, they were originally third, but then the first place team got disqualified. So they ended up second. Good for you guys, man. Congratulations. All right, let's get to the sports. Enough of this mucking about. Enough of this horsing around. Let's get to these sportsy sports. The Jags have parted ways with Doug Marrone after a 1-15 season. Big surprise, the Chargers have fired Anthony Lynn after 4 seasons as their head coach. I will say this about Anthony Lynn. If you recall early on, dude had his shit together. I'm not going to blame him for everything that's gone on in that Chargers organization. I will say this, the Chargers as an organization seem snake bit. And I'm not talking about Cleveland Browns snake bit. Sorry, Jen. I'm talking more like something crazy, bad kicking or whatever. It's just like they couldn't get over this hump for whatever reason. I thought Anthony Lynn did a fantastic job when he showed up to that organization. Things just didn't work out. And shit like that happens sometimes. So Chargers fire Lynn after 4 seasons. Did the Dolphins really cut their coach? No. Let me go fire up the Google's machine. Go to ESPN. I don't believe you. Dolphins had a good season. It's not their fault. They finished 10-6. Why the fuck would you fire their coach? I don't believe you. I don't see that. Show me a link. I'm not Googling shit, Sandoval. I need the link, playa. Hit me up on Twitter. Post me the link to wherever it is that you're seeing that, because ESPN's not reporting it yet. So, anyways, Chargers fire Anthony Lynn. The Browns defensive end Olivier Vernon is out for the entire playoffs with a ruptured Achilles. So bad news for the Browns, but good news for the Browns. Congratulations to Browns fans everywhere, including our very own Jen, the backbone of this organization. Jen, congrats. Oh my God. The Browns made the fucking playoffs, you guys. Can you believe it? You got to be excited. Look, even if you're not a Browns fan, when you think about how long this organization suffered, when you think about the tears and the futility and the overall shitty play, that's not an Odell Beckham joke. Everything that went wrong with this organization, Johnny Manziel, and then it looked like Baker Mayfield was Johnny Manziel 2.0. They even ran alike. Listen, congratulations to the Cleveland Browns for overcoming all of that and putting in a hell of a year. And you know what? I'm with you, KD. KD said I'm rooting for them to win a wild card game. Me too, buddy. I am too. I'm here for it. You know what? Let's see some of these teams that have been awful for so long get their shit back together and do some good. So Browns do make the playoffs. Steph Curry, in case you missed it, dropped 62 on the Blazers, especially after he was Paul Wall. He had the internet going nuts that he was done, that he was going to be shipped out of Golden State, that they were in full-on rebuild mode, yada, yada, yada. Then he dropped 62, and then he was like, yeah, bring out the crying Jordan memes. Well, I got news for you. You still got about, 68 more games to play, Steph? Settle down a little bit. You did rattle off 62, and I'm happy for you, Steph Curry. But if you think that the Golden State Warriors are legit contenders, well, you're just not paying attention. And for that, you should roll out the crying Jordan meme, Mr. Curry. Otherwise, it ain't shit. Obviously you had a good season, but a good game, but you still have the entire season to get to. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Okay, so Reverend says the Dolphins got rid of their OC, not their head coach. And this is why you ask for links. All right, what else did I have on here? Oh, I don't know why that zoomed out. So Cam said it's too early to tell if he would accept the job of a backup in the NFL. Well, Cam, you have two choices. You either accept the job as a backup or you don't play. I think the thing is, though, when you have a team like New England, you have to decide, are we going to rebuild? Are we going, what is the next steps in that organization's path to try to regain what they've had? Which, let's be real, I'm not so sure that New England will be able to ever regain what they have. That dynasty that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady built is going to be hard to match, not just there, but anywhere for a very, very long time. You've got to have, dare I say, the greatest quarterback of all time come along again, because I said it back when he won his last Super Bowl and continued to excel. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. If you disagree with me, that's fine. We can disagree. That's cool. But I'm going to tell you right now, as far as look at that team, look what New England is without him, but still has the same head coach, because obviously that's always been the argument. Well, is it Brady or is it Belichick? Well, Belichick, Brady. Well, I think we kind of saw. Now, I will tell you, you have to take the teams into account. But when you split them up, one of them is in the playoffs. The other one is not. That means something. All right, the rest of your headlines. I don't know why this thing is so delayed. It feels very delayed for some reason. And I apologize if that's making it weird. Last thing on the list, Paul Westphal, Hall of Famer of the Phoenix Suns. I guess it was the Phoenix Suns. He has passed away at the age of 70. So rest in peace to Paul Westphal. All right, here are the scores from your NFL Week 17. Let's get to it. Titans roll the Texans. We're going to break this one down a little bit further. 41-38 was the final there. Bills over the Dolphins, 56-26. Dolphins needed to win and get some help, and they didn't do either. And damn, that experiment's already looking bad. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, I think that what they're doing there, the Dolphins are definitely on the right track, but, and that's not my Charlie Palello impression. That's my Joe Blank impression of him doing an impression of Charlie Palillo. But I will say this, that they are on the right track, but they've got to get better at quarterback. And I think that the team overall, when you consider what they did, going 10-6, missing out on the playoffs with a record like that, it lets you know that they are definitely on the right track, but maybe just one piece away, and that piece would be the quarterback. Now, maybe Tua bounces back. I don't know. Just not seeing it right now. And the Bills are so hard. I mean, they're one of the best teams in football, hands down. So, Bills roll 56-26. Ravens beat the Bengals 38-3. Ravens are absolutely trucking into the playoffs. Browns beat the Steelers, as we mentioned, 24-22, securing their spot in the playoffs. Vikings beat the Lions 37-35 in the Who Gives a Shit Bowl. The Patriots beat the Jets, in the Who Else Gives a Shit Bowl, 28-14, so there's that. Cowboys lose to the Giants, 23-19. Womp, womp, womp. Do I have that? Hold on. Oh, no, that's... I still need to label these. That's gotta be what we do going forward. I gotta label these damn things. The sound effects. CC said I'm dead inside. CC, listen, you kind of knew once Dak went down, the season was over, CC. And I know, don't give me that. Don't give me that. Well, we still held out hope. Did you though? Did you still hold out hope, CC? If you did, you probably should not have. But they lose to the Giants 23-19. Buccaneers beat the Falcons 44-27, and the Green Bay Packers beat the Chicago Bears 35-16. More scores from Week 17. Raiders beat the Broncos 32-31. Colts beat up on the Jags 28-14. Chargers beat the Chiefs 38-21. Rams beat the Cardinals. Man, all the Cardinals had to do was win, and they were in. And then Kyler Murray gets hurt, which sucks. Rams end up winning. Rams are in the playoffs. The Cardinals are not. They finished the season 8-8. Rams finished 10-6. The Cardinals had the whole world in their hands. Deandre Hopkins, top receiver, right? And we're going to get to that. But damn, the Cardinals kind of shit the bed. But Kyler Murray was hurt, so you do have to take that into consideration. But as good as that defense played for the LA Rams, I'm not so sure that it would have mattered. Let's be real. Seahawks beat the Niners 26-23. Saints absolutely roll over the Carolina Panthers 33-7. Another good outing by their defense, so hopefully that's getting right before the playoffs get started. And finally, the Washington football team secures their spot in the playoffs by beating the Eagles 20-14 in Sunday Night Football, and thus concludes the Week 17 and the NFL season for 2020-2021, I guess. We don't normally do 2 years, but yeah, that's because they played into 2021, but it is the 2020 NFL season. So there's all your scores. Let's talk for a moment, shall we? Let's speak for a moment, shall we, on these raggedy-ass Houston Texans. They did lose 41-38. A lot of questionable decisions being made by a team that had nothing to play for. The biggest and most obvious questionable decision was, should you have played Deshaun Watson? And the answer is no. And then they're playing for overtime. Why? Were you just not satisfied that Deshaun Watson made it through in a meaningless game without getting hurt? You were like, damn it, we're going to stay on brand and get this kid hurt before the season is up, because that would be the most Texans thing to happen. Fortunately for everybody involved, we didn't need to see an overtime. We didn't have to watch an overtime, and the Titans end up winning 41-38. Absolutely rolled them in every facet of the game, specifically on the ground. I mean, now look, they didn't outpass. The passing yards was different, but beat them in total yards, beat them in rushing yards, first downs, time of possession. It was ugly. And Derrick Henry is a monster, and this Texans defense, to a man, is absolute garbage. Now, you can tell me, I'll show you some stats in a minute that shows Zach Cunningham had the most tackles of anybody in the NFL. Whoop-de-doo. If Zach Cunningham's getting all the tackles, that's a problem, because those are happening way downfield, which means your run game sucks, your coverage sucks. Everything about this defense sucked. I went back to see if I could find my prediction for them. I was watching a video this morning. I couldn't find the video of where I predicted them going 6-10, which is what I thought they would, and they proved me wrong. 4-12. But I said in a video going into the Chiefs game that what worried me the most about this team was their inability to stop the pass. That secondary, specifically their corners. And boy, was I wrong, because not only were they bad, that the linebackers were bad, and they were supposed to be one of the best linebacking cores in the NFL. The front four was bad. I mean, the whole, everything about this team defensively was just awful. Awful. They were last in just about every single defensive category. So if you want to know where your focus needs to be in the draft and free agency in this coming season, forget about your GM and your coach. Yeah, that's important. But whoever you get, they need to fix this defense. Period. End of story. Now, look, I got to say, yesterday gave you a glimpse of what I think you're going to see next year and the next couple of years. Deshaun Watson to Brandon Cooks, that might be your new connection. Maybe they get a young receiver in here to eventually become the number one. But right now, it looks like Deshaun Watson to Brandon Cooks, that's your go-to, right? And you know what? The way that Brandon Cooks performed this year, he was better than I thought. He's obviously no DeAndre Hopkins, but he played better than I thought. So you have that to look forward to. If they can get some semblance of an offensive line that can provide some protection for Deshaun Watson, especially in the middle. A lot of those sacks didn't come from the exterior. A lot of those sacks they had no way to move up in the pocket. The interior of that offensive line is hot garbage. Hence the lack of run game. Well, also, you got two hot garbage-ass running backs in the Johnson boys. This is just not a good football team. I said 4 or 5 weeks ago, you could set aside Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt and maybe Laramie Tunsil, and you could start all over for me, and I would be fine with that. If you want to keep Zach Cunningham, okay, that's fine. Justin Reed, what did he do? How did he help you? It's a bad football team. There's 3 good players on this team, max. And one of them is getting older and going to be another year older. So, well, they're all going to be another year older, but one of them is going to play like he's definitely a year older. And that's J.J. Watt. So, Texans got a lot of shit to do. And whoever they get as their GM and head coach has got their work cut out for them. And here's the question, chat. Here's the thing you have to figure out. Do you go out and get a defensive-minded coach to try to fix the issues, but then you really realize he has got to nail the OC position, or do you go out and get an offensive-minded coach to take advantage of the skill sets that Deshaun Watson brings to the table, a la Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes? So do you go get an Eric Bieniemy, or do you go get, like I said, a defensive-minded coach, the name from the Colts? Those are the questions you got to answer. Now, I did see an article where they said that the Texans have already asked the Patriots for permission to speak to Nick Caserio. Why? Why, Texans? I thought when you got rid of Bill O'Brien that you were finally okay, we no longer going to try to be the New England Patriots of the South. But no, it's the same bullshit. It wasn't enough that you ripped off their colors and kind of their logo and their coaching staffs and half of the players that they cut that you brought in. The McNairs just have this, I don't know if they, Robert Kraft has nudes of them, or if they just have penis envy of the Patriots or Robert Kraft. I don't know what it is, but it is disgusting. Stop talking to people in that organization. Get over it. You're never going to be the Patriots. Stop bringing in their retreads. By the way, did you see how good that football team was this year? And you want to go get one of the guys from that organization? Maybe you didn't pay attention, but it might have been Tom Brady that had been doing some of that. Maybe you should bring in Tom Brady if you want to be the Patriots. It's just, oh my God. What up, Seraphin? I hadn't seen you in a minute, player. Thanks for being here. Dude, just do me a favor, Texans, and get over the Patriots. God, it's just absolutely disgusting. As soon as I read Nick Caserio, I was flip my goddamn desk over. Fuck this laptop and this team. Jesus Christ, get over it. It's pretty bad. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a quote Speaking of the coaching search and the GM search, Deshaun Watson came out and was pretty vocal. In fact, he was real vocal about what he expected from this team going forward. When asked about who he would like to see as the head coach, he said, we've all got to be on the same page. There's too many different minds, too many different ideas, and too many people thinking they have this power, and it's not like that. We need someone that stands tall, and this is who we follow, and this is the way it goes. Wow, that sounds like somebody saying that an organization is in disarray. What? Wow, I am so shocked right now. Are you telling me that the Texans are a mess, Deshaun Watson? I don't believe you. I know they're 4-12, and then they fired their coach and GM and traded the best wide receiver, and then they got this guy, this Easterby feller that's messing it up, and they can't go. I don't believe you. It's just awful, man. It is absolutely awful. Yep, Tony said, get rid of Easterby. I agree. I agree. You become a better organization overnight. Fact, Tony. Get rid of Jack Easterby. That is step number one. Step number two, sell the team, Cal McNair. I'm sorry, but you and your dad and your family have just been absolutely awful owners. Awful. And we all want to blame Bill O'Brien, and we want to blame Jack Easterby, and we want to blame Dom Capers and Charlie Casserly. And remember how everybody was pissed about Rick Smith for years and years and years. And guess what? Guess who makes all the decisions about all those people that everybody has been so upset with since this organization came to be? It's the McNairs. They're bad owners. They're horrible decision makers when it comes to NFL franchises. Bob was not decent, Chandler. Bob was not decent. Bob was too passive. Bob was too, but Gary's a good guy. But look, I know these guys aren't talented, but they're nice. They're on Monday when they're out in the community, we're going to look great, because you look like shit on Sundays, Bob. That was the problem with Bob McNair. He wanted to hire choir boys and not football players. That was a big issue for this football team for a really long time. And then Bill O'Brien comes in like, I don't give a shit. I just want to win, but I want all the power. And footnote, I'm a fucking idiot. So look, they've been loyal to people that didn't deserve or earn their loyalty from top to bottom, from the beginning until now. The absolute problem with this franchise at the end of the day is ownership. Yes, it was Bill O'Brien. Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's Jack Easterby. Sure. Understood. Yes, it was Rick Smith. Okay, I get all that. But all that is the responsibility of ownership. So, I just saw Jerry Bowen here. What up, player? I just want to take a moment. I'm going to keep talking sports. We got a long way to go. I got a lot of shit to get to. I apologize. I'm a little stopped up. My allergies are killing me. But I just want to say thanks to Jerry Bow. Jerry is a man of the people. And Jerry and I had the stream-a-thon, and we're wrapping that up, and it's going great. And I appreciate everything that he did and bringing the idea to the table, and it was a blast. And Jerry and I are boys. But Jerry did something that surprised me today, and I wasn't aware of it, but I was posting my little videos from Barry on Sports, where me and some of my comedy buddy writers put these videos out every week. And I took a bunch of them and I broke them down into 10 different categories, and I've been posting them. And Jerry was kind enough to help me promote that, and he boosted the subscribers to this channel by, look, we were at low 26s, and we may hit 2,700 here pretty soon because of Jerry Bow. So Jerry Bow, my buddy, thank you so much. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you get better. And as always, and if you need anything, you hit me up. Just wear a mask. Anyways, Chandler said, we have been better, might not have gone as far, but have been consistently better, well, at least compared to Jacksonville. That's just it, Chandler. That is the most Houston sports mentality, bro. And I don't mean that as an attack. I'm a Houston sports fan, lifelong. Been here since day one. I mean, I've never not rooted for anything other than Houston teams, except for that moment in time when I rooted for the Chiefs because I swore I would never root for the Texans until they fired Bill O'Brien. But I'm back now. I got to come back. But Chandler, I'm telling you right now, saying that, well, at least we're not as bad as Jacksonville is a defeatist mentality. It's a loser mentality. I'm not calling you a loser. I'm calling Houston sports fans losers because that's what we accept. That's what we allow. That's what we put up with. And Chandler, here's the problem. You go and you spend your money with Bob McNair. You go and you spend your money with Cal McNair. You go and you spend your money at these games with Tillman Fertitta. When they're running their franchises into the ground and you're allowing it and you're paying for it. And you're being given an inferior product on the field and on the court. Say what you want. I thought when Drayton McClain sold the Astros and Jim Crane came in and gutted the team even more and went into full-on rebuild mode, I was livid as an Astros fan. I stopped going to games. I stopped going to home games. I had gone to opening day for the last 9 years in a row, Nora and I. We would go every year, and then I would catch 10, 12, 14 games a year at Minute Maid. But then they stopped spending money on stars, and so I said, well, if you're not going to spend money, I'm not going to spend money. But you know what? At the end of the day, guess who was right? Jim Crane was right. Jim Crane did what he was supposed to do. He handled his business. He brought in big stars. He paid the money. He did what he was supposed to do. Cal McNair and Tillman Fertitta. Well, Tillman Fertitta, it remains to be seen. But if you've read the articles, like some of the stuff I've seen, that's a team in disarray as well. And it all boils down to him. So don't let him off the hook is all I'm telling you, Chandler. Don't let these owners off the hook. If your teams are failing and you've gone through multiple GMs and coaches and stars and players, it's usually the owner's fault at the end of the day. So I digress. What Deshaun Watson said, though, is on point. And I love that. And it sounds like he knows what's been said or what's the problem is. And it's everything the rest of us have been saying, but it takes Deshaun Watson to say it, which is crazy. When you think about it, J.J. Watt has been pounding his fist on the table in post games for weeks now. And everyone's like, yeah, but they know J.J.'s lost his cachet. He's lost his clout. He's older. They don't care as much. But if Deshaun Watson's like, I don't like this. I don't like the way this is going. We need something. We need to do better. I guarantee you everyone in that organization is like, oh shit, what do you want to do, Deshaun? How do you want to do it? I promise you. He's got the ear of everybody. Make no mistake about it. What Deshaun Watson wants and says, Deshaun Watson's going to get. He's the star. He is absolutely the star of that franchise. He's the new J.J. Watt. Here's your NFL standings for the week. Let me pull that up here. Excuse me. Your NFL standings, the final standings for 2020. The finals. Buffalo Bills, 13-3. Dolphins at 10-6. New England Patriots finished at 7-9, and then the New York Jets finished at an awful 2-14. And it could have been worse, and I mean better by saying worse. But they messed around and won 2 games. All they had to do was lose. But they didn't. And they cost themselves the number 1 pick in the draft because of it. Big dumb idiots. Over in the AFC North, Steelers at 12-4. Ravens finish 11-5 along with the Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals, the Natty Bangs. The Natty Bangs finish 4-11-1. Tennessee Titans and Indianapolis Colts finished at 11-5. Titans win the AFC South. Texans 4-12. Jacksonville 1-15. Combined, those two teams won 5 games. And let's not forget, I had somebody trying to tell me that the Texans were good. 2 of their 4 wins came against the Jags. That's not good. Don't give me that shit. And then Kansas City went 14-2. Raiders 8-8. Chargers 7-9 and Broncos 5-11. So the AFC West produces only 1 playoff team. When you had the AFC South produce 2, the AFC North produce 2, and the AFC East. And I'll show you those in just a second. Your NFC standings for 2020. Washington finishes at 7-9. Giants 6-10. Cowboys 6-10. Eagles 4-11. an absolute shit show of a division. Somebody had to win it, and it was the Washington football team. But, props to Ron Rivera. AFC North, Green Bay Packers finish at 13-3, Bears 8-8, Vikings 7-9, Lions 5-11 over in the NFC South. The Saints finish up at 12-4. Bucks 11-5, Panthers 5-11, and the Falcons finish at 4-12. And then over in the NFC West, remember when we thought, holy hell, there's 4 playoff teams potentially in the NFC West? Well, we were half right if you said that. NFC West gives you the Seahawks at 12-4 and the Rams at 10-6, Cardinals at 8-8, and the San Francisco 49ers finish at 6-10. Look for that whole division to bounce back. OC Roy said AFC North produced 3 playoff teams. What did I say? Did I say it wrong? Oh, they sure as hell did. That's my bad. What did I say, 2? You're right. OC Roy. You're right. Browns. I forgot. Look at the Browns. Look at the AFC North. You couldn't have convinced me that they would have had 3 of those 4 teams make the playoff. No way. Thank God the AFC West exists. Feel bad for the Dolphins, man. 10-6 and you don't make the playoffs. That's really got to suck. That's got to suck big time. Here's your playoffs. Chiefs get the bye. Bills will play the Colts. Steelers will play the Browns. And the Titans will play the Ravens in the wild card round. Chiefs will then get the lowest remaining seed. So whoever has the lowest seed after that, the number one slot in each of these, in the AFC and the NFC, will play the lowest remaining seed. Same thing over in the NFC. Green Bay is your number 1 slot. They get the bye in the wild card round. Saints are going to play the Bears. Seahawks are going to play the Rams. And the Washington football team is going to play the Bucks. So real quick, let me just back up and tell you what I think is going to happen here. I think the Bills beat the Colts. I think the Steelers beat the Browns. And I think the Ravens beat the Titans. So I think your final is going to be your matchup outside of wild card weekend. You got Chiefs, Ravens versus Bills, Steelers. That's my picks. And then over here, I think Saints beat the Bears. I think that Rams Seahawks game. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Seahawks and the Bucks. So it's gonna go Saints, Seahawks, Bucks, Packers, Bucks, and you'll have Saints, Seahawks. So I guess I'm taking 2, 3, and 5 on in both of those. Okay. Here's your NFL stats leaders for 2020. You guys know I'm kind of a numbers dork. I like my stats. So I thought I'd pull it up because some of these might surprise you. A lot of times you guys don't look at all the stats. I wanted you to take a look at them because I thought, well, maybe you'll find this interesting. Maybe you'll see something that stands out. For example, if I would have asked you, would you have guessed that Deshaun Watson would have finished the year with the most passing yards? Probably not. Patrick Mahomes was 2, Brady 3, Ryan 4, Josh Allen number 5 in passing in the NFL. And rushing leaders, obvious, OBS. It's OBS. Derrick Henry was number 1. And finishing with 2,027 yards was baller as hell. Gets 200 yards against the Texans because the Texans, they can't stop at stop signs. That's how bad they are. Dalvin Cook finished with 1,500. Jonathan Taylor with 1,169. Aaron Jones 1,104, and David Montgomery with 1,070. Your receiving yards. Here's where I have to pause for the cause for a moment. Stephon Diggs finishes with 1,535. Bet the Vikings missed that. Travis Kelce with 1,416. DeAndre Hopkins with 1,407. Justin Jefferson with 1,400. And Devontae Adams with 1,374. And now is when I pause to take a big old mouthful of crow or water. When the season started, after the trade occurred, I bet White Magic, who I think drafted DeAndre Hopkins during a fantasy league draft. I told him I didn't think DeAndre Hopkins would finish top 5 in receiving yards in the NFL. I thought going with Kyler Murray, who was unproven at that point and stepped up big time this year. You got to admit, Kyler Murray took that next step as a quarterback. Not great yet, but did take the next step. But I didn't think that would translate into DeAndre Hopkins having the type of year that he had. I thought he would finish outside of the top 5 in receiving yards. I thought that that offense might struggle a little bit to figure things out, and then maybe a year or two down the line with, Kingsbury and Murray and Hopkins together, that they would figure it out and become a force. But I didn't think it would happen in year one. I stand corrected, though. DeAndre Hopkins finishes third in receiving yards in the NFL. Now, I will say this. He was only 8 away from finishing fourth. He only had 35 yards in the final game of the season. Devontae Adams missed some time. It's very feasible that I could have been maybe right, kinda. Look, I'm just grasping at straws here. The bottom line is I owe White Magic $50. Kills me to say that. But I do owe White Magic $50, and I'm not a squelcher. I'm not a welch. What is it? What is the term? When people don't pay up? When people don't pay their bets? What's it called, Jerry? Bo knows. Probably better than anybody. I'm a man of my word. And White Magic has asked me to pay the $50 to a charity. So I'd also like to take a moment and say, you know what? Hats off to you, White Magic. A lot of people would put that shit in their pocket. Not White Magic. He said, nah, man, don't pay me. Pay a charity. And he picked one that means a lot to him for specific reasons that I won't go into. But I'm going to pay a squelcher. Thank you, PK. So I am going to pay that bet, White Magic, and I'm going to pay it tonight, young man. And I appreciate, no, I'm not a bitch. I appreciate you picking a charity. That was big of you. Very cool. All right. Let me close this. I think that was all the NFL stuff that I had. We still needed to go. Oh, no. I had defensive stats real quick. That was just the, so here you go. Here was one I talked about. Zach Cunningham leads the NFL in tackles. He had 164 tackles. If you know Zach Cunningham, that's not altogether surprising, although he was brought in, I believe, originally to be kind of a cover linebacker. He's brought in to be a will linebacker, and now he's a run stopper. Well, that's maybe why they suck so bad at stopping the run. Jalen Smith ends up with 154. Blake Martinez, 151. Joe Schobert at 141. And Devin White ends up with 140 tackles. No one gives a shit about tackles in the NFL. All we care about is sacks defensively. TJ Watt was the best at that this year with 15. Aaron Donald at 13.5 with Trey Hendrickson also at 13.5. Hassan Reddick at 12.5. And Zadarius Smith also at 12.5. Common theme here, you're going to see a lot of Packers end up in the top 5 in a lot of these categories, and that's why they're so good this year. Lastly, here's your interceptions. Xavier Howard of Miami had 10. J.C. Jackson of New England had 9. Tyrann Mathieu, boy, good thing the Texans let him go because he hated Bill O'Brien. He had 6. Harrison Smith with 5, and Quandre Diggs also had 5 out of Seattle. So there's your stats. There's your NFL stats for 2020. If you had to describe, chat, we got about 2 minutes left before the break. So I'm going to leave this up to the chat for a second. If you had to describe this NFL regular season with one word, what would it be? And I know like CC and a lot of Cowboys fans are going to put disappointing or something like that. But what's the one word? And don't be like, disappointing, maddening, this, that, and the other. If you put multiple answers, that's not one fucking word. If you answer it 3 times, that's 3 words. I need one answer from each of you. And I'd be interested to see how you would describe the 2020 NFL season in one word. The Reverend says, overlooked. Okay. Chris Reyes, Mr. 1%, says shit. All right. TJ McLaughlin says typical. I would definitely not say typical. When you see Buffalo and Cleveland and Miami hanging into the very end, I'll disagree with you on typical, but I accept it. Penguin Katie said lackluster. Is that because of who you root for, PK, or is that just in general? Robert said amazing. Boy, isn't it amazing? I bet Jen's like fantastic. Although that was an NBA thing. I feel like it depends on who you root for. Robert says amazing. Justin Swinford says complete. Jimmy John said meh. Brandon Martinez said amazing. Wow. And that's a Cowboys fan. Terrence J said disabled. That's interesting. Christopher Jones said bittersweet. I like that. That's really a good one. TJ McLaughlin chimed in. Oh, typical Texans. Okay. I was like, bro, you can't do 2. Awake Reaper said surprising. D Mono said enjoyable. All right, I dig that. P Jones says expected. CC said what the fuckish. Jen, yep, excellent. Jen said, oh, this season, mwah, chef's kiss. Mwah, excellent. I get that. PK said, who I root for. I had no interest this year. There you go. Eric Elman, it was a meh for me. I really didn't watch it. Okay. And then Amos Johnson said, entertaining. Rick C said, fucked up, which is 2 words, so he can't count. But I understand, Rick. Hold on, just unplug my headphones there. I get it. It was fucked up. I mean, you could have hyphenated it and I would have allowed it, but that's 2 words, buddy. So speaking of fucked up, you fucked that up. Okay, it's 2:56. Let's get to a break. I do have more sports, but I think we'll talk about some other things, and maybe we'll save Rockets talk and college football talk until tomorrow, unless I just run out of other shit to talk about. Oh, Walt said lucrative. Somebody won some gambling bets. Tony said, are y'all done shitting on my Texans? Yes, Tony, I'm done. Fuck your Texans. I wasn't done. Surprise, bitch. All right, let's get to a break. When we come back, I've got more random topics. What do I have on the rundown here? About that friend request. A guy tried to murder somebody because they wouldn't accept his friend request on Facebook. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about a dude that got drunk and changed his name and doesn't even remember it, but says, fuck it. Prince is in trouble with the IRS. Isn't Prince dead? Yeah, that sucks, right? That's how mean the IRS is. They come after dead people. And then we'll talk about some bad habits that you guys picked up in 2020 and what you're going to do to get rid of them in 2021. All of that and a lot more right now on Barry on Deck. What I've done for the break, coming up on Barry on Deck, excuse me, as I took 2 of the first 2 of the 10 best of Barry on Sports from 2020 and throw those in for your break today. So enjoy that. Now we're going to take 5 minutes, go smoke, go poop, shoot heroin, don't shoot heroin. Whatever it is you do, smoke a joint, I don't know, P. You got 5 minutes. I'll see you in a minute. This is Barry on Deck. Go grab a friend. I'm Barry Laminack, and this isn't what happened in sports. Florida State lost their home opener versus Georgia Tech in front of a mostly maskless crowd in Tallahassee. The final score was Florida State 13, COVID-19. The Big Ten announced their season will start October 24th and will be 8 games long, but don't worry, it's the Big Ten, so it will still feel like 12 games. The fans have been dying to watch football, and now they finally get their chance. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said that all sports stadiums will be allowed to have full capacity going forward. However, it'll only be 50% capacity for your lungs. The news means fans can now fill Dolphin Stadium if they so choose. What a waste of a death. After beating #1 ranked Clemson, Notre Dame fans were seen rushing the field to celebrate without socially distancing. Most of them had on no masks, and that's what's known as an Irish goodbye. I'm Barry Laminack, and this isn't what happened in sports. In order to motivate his team, Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy brought watermelons on the road with him to smash during team meetings. And just like the Cowboys, they too were seedless. McCarthy reportedly told his team that, according to his research, winning 4 out of 6 divisional games gives them a good chance to win the division, and you can read more about his theory in the next issue of No Shit magazine. I like that he called a meeting. He's like, all right, guys, listen, I crunched some numbers, and apparently the key to winning is to win. Dallas is so bad this year, their own field gives them 1 star. Despite Texas passing 1 million COVID cases, Jerry Jones is allowing more people into Cowboy Stadium for games. Afterwards, fans will need America's team of doctors. Hey, welcome back to hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. Those of you that did. Those of you that did not stick around through the break can go fuck yourself because you're not here to hear that. But the offer still stands. Why would you leave? We have so much to discuss. I showed you guys my titty last week. I expect everyone, once the titty came out, there should be no more leaving during the break. I thought we had a deal. I digress. Happy to have you guys along for hour number 2. So much to discuss, so much to talk about. In fact, when I look at my list, oh my gosh, there is just a plethora of topics. We still didn't talk about the Rockets. We still didn't talk about the college football playoffs. I still don't think they got it right, even though I digress on the whole Ohio State thing. I was wrong, okay? I was wrong about Ohio State. The committee still got it wrong, though. They let Ohio State in. Probably should not have let Ohio State in my opinion. I don't know why I started talking like Trump. But they got it right. Ohio State belonged. They deserved to be there. They put an absolute ass whooping on Clemson. It was Notre Dame that didn't belong. That's who the Aggies should have replaced Notre Dame and got their ass whooped by Alabama. That's what it should have been. I mean, if you need a team to go out and just get shellacked by Bama, the Aggies could have done that, and then nobody would have had to travel that far. Yes, Jen. Ohio State absolutely murked Clemson. It wasn't close. I didn't think that was a good football team, and I was wrong. I was wrong. Demona said my titty was nasty. Bitch, my titty ain't nasty. He said because it didn't have any hair. I'm not a hairy dude, Demona. Look at this arm. Look at that. I have no arm hair. Look. Let that focus there. I'm not a hairy guy. I mean, look. I don't, what do you want you want hairy titties, Demona? Well, let me introduce you to an ex-girlfriend of mine. Holy shit. She had some hairy titties. And just so we're clear, there's nothing wrong with that. I would just feel like, just from experience, ladies, if you have hairy nipples, it would be cool if you warned us first. It would. Like, not that a lot of us wouldn't mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us wouldn't care, but we just need to know because you don't want to be like, yeah, oh my God, this looks like my uncle's right here right now. This is weird as shit. Let us know. Oh yeah, I did forget. So if you guys don't know, CC, huge Bama fan. Roll Tide. Bama and the Cowboys. I won't say anything, CC, because I love you too much. Jen is a huge Ohio State fan. So Jen and Cece, two fellow deckettes, gonna argue, gonna fight, probably fist fight in the parking lot, and I'm good with it. I'd be okay with that. I'm not gonna say who I think would win because both of them will whip my ass. So I'm not going there. But yeah, that's gonna be a good football game. Christopher Adams said Indy kept it closer than the Aggies. Listen. When did the Aggies play Bama? Was that week 2? You can't judge. Here's the thing. I saw AJ talking his usual bullshit on Twitter about the Aggies. He is such a... And he won't admit that he hates the Aggies, but you don't come up in Austin and do UT football and not hate the fucking Aggies. So his whole act of, I just call it like I see it. No, you don't, jackass. No, you don't. You hate the fucking Aggies, and it's obvious when you talk about them, when you tweet about them, and everything else. But he was like... They ain't doing nothing. They barely beat Vanderbilt. True. But what's amazing to me is that any other time you talk about any other team, and not him, but in general, anytime, you always hear from all of the college football experts, well, teams can be different. That first game, I mean, you're getting annoying. It's chemistry and this. You never judge a team at the end of the year by their games at the beginning of the year. So if your whole point is that Vanderbilt game, kiss my ass, because you can't have it both ways. D-Mata said Barry's nipple was nasty. Bitch, it was blurry. What are you talking about, D-Mata? It would be D-Mata's weird ass that would sit there and look at my nipple closely. It would be his weird ass that would do that. It totally would. Oh, Jesus Christ. What was I looking for? Oh, Aggies. My beloved. I was arguing with a guy about that. He said nobody would want to see the Aggies in the playoffs anyways. And you think the rest of the country gives a shit about Notre Dame? Nobody gives a shit about Notre Dame except people that went there or live there or in the area. No one, and I mean no one, likes Notre Dame except Notre Dame people. It is Notre Dame against the world, and because there are people that, in the Big Ten and in the SEC that'll root for other teams in their conference. Now, I get it. A lot of times there's hate. There's, Ohio State's never going to root for Michigan and vice versa. I don't. At the time, the Aggies and Longhorns rivalry, they weren't rooting for each other if the other one made the Cotton Bowl. But Bama might root for, I don't know, or let's see, I don't know. Pick a name. Florida might root for Bama. Nebraska fans might give a shit that Ohio State wins and represents the Big Ten. Like that I could see. No one gives a shit about Notre Dame. Nobody. Let me find my Aggies though, because I'm tired of this shit. Which they should end up fourth, by the way. They should be fourth in the final rankings. So they lost to Bama in week 2. They beat Vanderbilt 17-12. And then they lost to Bama 52-24. Then they beat Florida, Mississippi State, Arkansas, South Carolina, Tennessee got postponed, Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn, Ole Miss got canceled, and then Tennessee again. Oh, because Tennessee got postponed, my bad. So that was their schedule. And some dude was like, they didn't play nobody. SEC's watered down. SEC has 8 teams in the bowls, the most of any conference. The SEC is not watered down. Bite your tongue. Watch your mouth. And look, I'm not suggesting that the Aggies were going to beat Bama. They would definitely not have beat that Ohio State team that beat Clemson. And they may not have beat Clemson for that matter. But if you're trying to convince me that they belonged over Notre Dame now after looking at that, I don't know what you're watching. And the same is true. You couldn't have convinced me that they belonged over Ohio State, but Ohio State went out and stomped the mud hole in Clemson and absolutely proved that they belong there. So in hindsight, I have no problem with it. Going into it, I was pissed. Not going to lie. All right. Hey, real quick. Speaking of D-Mata and his weird ass, I do want to say thank you, D-Mata. Even though some of the shit you say drives me fucking insane. Like when you make fun of my nipple. I hate you. But he did send me this Reeses package. And he said that instead of doing the Reeses challenge with that 18er over there in the back, he suggested that I try these 2 8-ounce, 1 pound of Reeses. I'm going to do the 18 first because that's what the challenge was. It was supposed to happen this weekend. It didn't work out. I'm doing it this Saturday. Follow me on Twitch. If I'm not absolutely disgusted with Reese's peanut butter cups after that, I'll try to eat a pound of Reese's next in a shorter amount of time. He said 5 minutes. Bitch, ain't nobody eating that in 5 minutes. Ain't no damn way that's going down in 5 minutes. You're out of your damn mind, D-Mata. Eamon said, A&M being in the SEC makes every game count from week 1 on. You lose once and your season is over if you're in the SEC West. Fact. How many times did the one-loss LSU team get in the playoffs and people are like, ugh. But then when it's the Aggies, all of a sudden nobody gives a shit? You guys are disgusting. Just absolutely disgusting. The Reese's diet. Hey, real quick, let's talk about that. Are you guys doing a diet? I'm doing a diet because my phone called me a fat ass. Look at this bullshit. Hold on one second. Let me show you what this raggedy ass phone. So I use Samsung Health to track my steps and shit. And I don't even have my watch on right now, but I'm going to work out after the show. So I only have like 5 steps, but I put in my weight this morning. I was like, okay, this is where I'm going to track it. Today starts the new year for me. My resolution is to not be a fat ass with all these nasty chins and shit. I'm going to do it. I've done this a lot. The problem is that I put in my weight. I'm 5'10". I am, 5'10". I'm 210 pounds. And my phone was like, oh, say no more, famo. You're obese. Look at that bitch. You raggedy bitch. It called me obese, y'all. It said my BMI is 30.2 and said, you're obese. I ask you, does this physical specimen look obese to you? Just kidding, it's all out there. Got him! I wouldn't say I'm obese. I know I'm fat. I know I'm overweight. I know that I get tired when I play with Oliver. Obese? You gotta be fucking kidding me. That was disappointing as shit. But here's the diet I'm doing in case you give a shit, if you want to look it up, if you want to try it. I have had a lot of success with this diet in the past. They have a diet/exercise program. It's called the Belly Off Diet. It is Men's Health. They do it, or they had it on their website forever. You could probably find a PDF for it. Just Google Men's Health diet and Men's Health exercise. All of the exercise is body weight. So like the first 2 or 3 weeks, it's all body weight stuff. It's super easy to get started. You get motivated. You start to lose a little weight. So hopefully this time next week, my phone's not calling me obese, but I'm probably have a few more pounds to lose before it goes, all right, you're just a fatty now. Obese. That one stung, I'm not going to lie. So let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about these bad habits that you picked up in 2020 and what you're going to do about them in 2021, because we all ended up with bad habits. We all ended up with things we probably shouldn't be doing. Maybe it's eating, maybe it's heroin, maybe it's, I don't know. I talked about that. I forget who I talked about that with, but if you start smoking crack now, you're weird. We all know crack is bad for you and heroin, but what bad habits did you pick up? Here was a list of some of the top bad habits picked up during quarantine. Snacking more throughout the day was the number one. 40% of the respondents said that the one worst habit they picked up was snacking more throughout the day. Second on the list was eating more comfort foods. Third on the list was not eating as many fruits and vegetables as they should. You know what? I'm like, fuck vegetables as a staff, record label, and as a crew. I can't stand when people look. You ever notice, like, this drives me nuts. There's two things. Well, there's a lot of things that drive me nuts, but two things I've noticed about people on TV. When you watch, like, my wife and I used to watch this show called, what was it called? Shit. It was about people, like their neighbors, trading spaces. It was called Trading Spaces. And two couples lived next to each other. And then they would be like, we want to update our living room. And they'd be like, well, we hate our master bedroom. And then they'd be like, well, let's swap. And so they would bring in designers and builders. And that's how Ty, whatever the hell his name was, became popular. But Trading Spaces was a show me and my wife watched all the time. And the thing that used to drive me absolutely fucking insane was every one of the decorators always said the same thing. If you describe something as fun and funky, I hope your fucking tooth falls out. Just one, not all of them. That would be unhealthy and weird. But every time they'd be decorating a room. Well, I threw this red pillow on the couch because it's just fun and funky. Fuck off. That's the best. That's every time they describe something. It's fun and funky. No, it's not. It's stupid and dumb. But the same thing is true with nutrition. Every time I got to listen to a dietitian or somebody that knows some shit about food, they're always like, make sure you fill yourself up with delicious vegetables and fruits and satisfying fruits. There's nothing delicious about vegetables. Unless you add cheese and butter to them, they're not delicious. Are they good for you? Sure. But they're always like, make sure you get a lot of healthy and delicious fruits and vegetables. No, they're not healthy. I mean, they're not delicious. They might be healthy. Vegetables are not delicious. Name me one vegetable that actually is it doesn't taste bad. It's okay. There is not a single vegetable that I can think of that would qualify as delicious. Pie is delicious. Ice cream is delicious. I don't know. Lasagna is delicious. Broccoli is not delicious. Green beans, they're not awful. They're not bad, but they're not delicious. Unless if you put cheese and, butter, like if you make a broccoli rice cheese casserole, that's delicious. I digress. Tony said spinach is great. Shut up, Tony. No one thinks spinach is great. I like spinach. It's not great. Spinach is not great. Stop just throwing out adjectives for vegetables that don't matter, that don't make sense. Thank you, Josh. Bacon is delicious. Okra is all right. It's a little slimy. Fucking get out of here. Here comes Reverend with his dumbass. Roasted broccoli, roasted asparagus, roasted Brussels sprouts. None of that shit is delicious. Stop it. I'm cooking my vegetables wrong. No, I'm not. Vegetables are not delicious. Some of them are good. Some of them are adequate. There ain't no goddamn delicious vegetables. Fruit, I could, there's some fruit where I'm like, oh shit, that's good. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Pro tip. Take it from an obese guy. If you want to lose weight but still eat some like sweet snacks, one thing that I'll usually do when I'm dieting is I'll take a Ziploc baggie, the small little snack size baggie. I'll cut some strawberries up, throw them in there. Then just take you like one little blue packet of Equal and sprinkle it in there and shake it up. Oh, mwah! So good. Cucumbers. Eric, cucumbers don't have a taste. You might as well eat fucking paper. You might as well just eat water. There's no taste to cucumbers. Jen knows exactly what I'm talking about. But that's my pet peeve, Jen. She said, vegetables need help to be delicious. Thank you. That's the perfect way to put it. By themselves, that's just like a red pillow on the couch is not fun and funky, bitch. Nobody thinks that. And vegetables, well, you got to get wholesome vegetables that are delicious. Nope, you should have just stopped at vegetables. Because they're not delicious. I don't know why I'm ranting. Back to the bad habits that you guys picked up because y'all are bad adults. Drink too much caffeine. I've been doing that, player. Eating more junk food. Oh, yeah. Every day, baby. Not eating 3 meals a day. Also my problem. Drinking too much alcohol. Not me, by the way. It's alcohol time. I know it's dry January, but that's if you're doing that. I'm not doing that bullshit. I'm not participating in dry January. I got too much Jameson to drink to participate in dry January. So we need to do our first shot of the new year, and I'm going to do it with you guys because I want to. And I don't need you guys telling me when to take a shot. I do that shit on my own. I mean, if you want to send a super chat for a shot, but I can't do them all. But I just wanted to say, let me get a proper grip on this. I want to say thank you for a fantastic 2020, my friends. Here's to an even better 2021 for Barry on Deck. Thank you all for the support. Thank you for making me do this. And I look forward to the support that you provide in the future. And I look forward to trying to entertain and make you laugh every single day that you show up. Much love. Reverend, you're shooting tea? Terrible. Sydney said, I love vegetables. God damn it. I'm thinking. Sydney said, I love vegetables. I sometimes have to force myself to eat protein. Sydney, I love you. That might be the weirdest goddamn thing you've ever said, though. What? You just sit around eating broccoli and shit on cauliflower all day? Oh, man, this is just, what? I need to have something filling? That's just, that blows my mind. But that's also why you're in shape, and I'm not. So, judge lest you be judged, right? Charles Garden said, I already fucked up dry January. Yeah. I don't need all that. I did no shave November. I figure that's good. Josh said, is anyone else proud of Barry as I am on how big those shots have gotten? I'm a man now, Josh. Your baby boy's all grown up. All right, let's get to the rest of these bad habits that you picked up. And then we'll talk about what you plan to do in 2021 to be healthier. Other bad habits that you picked up: drinking too much alcohol. Yeah. Oh, God damn it, that's the wrong one. Too much alcohol. Every fucking time I hit the wrong pad. Oh, my God. Nope. Yeah. Idiot. Not exercising. Boy. Staying in your pajamas all day. PK even said that earlier. Do all of y'all stay in your pajamas all day? Is that what y'all are doing around the house? Because I at least get my big obese ass up and get dressed for y'all every day. Literally, I even put on shoes. Now today I didn't put on socks because I was like, I'm not going to be late. I'm not going to let these bitches yell at me for being late. But, I try to put on, a t-shirt and some jeans. I don't wear shorts. Man, y'all out here running around in y'all's pajamas all day and shit. Justin's doing dry bong January. Donna, I'll have you know I have showered every day of this year. Every day this year I have showered, Donna. You take that back right now. Yeah. Ask Nora. Although I did tell her, I was like, man, my balls get stank quick. I need to get some powder or something. I don't know what it is. She said, they have deodorant for your taint. I was like, I've been just using yours. So, last one on the list. Oversleeping during a work day while working from home. Yes. That's why I was up this morning early posting videos like a madman, like a crazy person. Just doing all the videos. Because I was like, you know what? I have my big problem from quarantine and doing this show is my sleep schedule got completely fucked up. I would go to bed at 3 a.m, sometimes 4 a.m. Sometimes Nora, when she was working her old job, would get up and I would still be up. And I would kiss her goodbye and go to sleep. And she'd be off to work. So I said, you know what? I've got to do better with my sleeping habits. I have got to stop staying up until 3 a.m. I'm going to try to be in bed by 1 a.m. at the latest. And I'm going to try to be up by 9 a.m. at the latest. That's the goal. So I was up early today, early for me, because I was like, you know what? If I just put in 9 to 5, I could be done. I don't have to work so hard. Plus, I don't have to work so late. So that's my goal. That's my big thing is I want to be better with my sleep habits. Obviously, I want to eat better. I don't want to be fat. I'm not going to not drink. I like drinking too much now. Thank you all for turning me into an alcoholic. But I do want to get better sleep. And I want to meditate. 5 minutes. 5 minutes every day. I just want to pause, lock myself in a room, closet, whatever, turn off all the lights, and just focus on my breathing for 5 minutes. I hear it does wonders for you, so that's what I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. I've never meditated in my life, but I'm going to try it this year. Francisco said, now you got to order and review a taint deodorant. I got to find one. Untouchable Maniac said, is there any open clubs in Houston? Any open comedy clubs? Well, so the Improv is open. In fact, I think, who was there this weekend? Damn it. Who was? Yeah, but the Houston Improv over there by IKEA is open. And I think that the secret group is temporarily closed until they get back. D-Ray Davis was just at the Houston Improv this past weekend. So, yes, the Houston Improv is right now the only comedy club in Houston that is open, Untouchable Maniac. Unfortunately, they're the only one. They're the only game in town. Secret Group has been temporarily closed. They're not shut down. Joke Joint shut down a while back. So right now it's Houston Improv or nothing at all. Okay. Oh, PK said Calm and Headspace are great meditation apps, Barry. So I listened to the book that you loaned me, PK, which was very inspiring. It's You're a Badass at Managing Money. And the one thing she kept saying over and over was just 5 minutes alone with your thoughts, no thoughts, focus on your breathing, and that's it. And I was like, I could do that. I could do that. Oh, Untouchable Maniac said, as far as open mics, thanks. When is your next show? So open mics, I think Rudyard's is doing an open mic on Mondays. I don't know if there's any other really good open mics, to be honest with you, Untouchable. What I would do is go to Facebook if you're I don't know if you're wanting to try comedy or if you're just wanting to watch open mics. If you're wanting to be a comic and try comedy, look online for Houston Comedy Stage Time on Facebook. Houston Comedy Stage Time. They only allow comedians in. But if you're trying to do that, that's your best bet to find where the open mics are that are open right now. I do know Rudd's is open, but that's the only one that I know of. I used to do a workshop prior to the Houston Improv open mic on Tuesdays. They haven't fired that back up yet, so a lot of places really aren't doing those. So you might find one pop up here and there, but Rudd's is your best bet, and it's really, if you're trying to be a comic or you want to see some of the best comedy in town without having to go to a comedy club, the Rudd's open mic run by a friend of this show, Dusty Rhodes, is literally one of the best open mics in the city. If not, no, I'll take that back. It's the best open mic in the city. You get club quality performances by club comics. And if you're trying to, get better, it's a great, you can do a club set and get real genuine feedback from the crowds there. So Rudyard's open mic, just Google that and go. And when is my next show? So it's funny you mentioned that. I actually I had a booker reach out to me this past weekend and was like, hey, you free on the 9th? And I was like, hey man, look, I basically promised my wife that until she was vaccinated, I would not take any more bookings. And so I do have a gig at Scout Bar on the 21st of this month. And that is my one and only show that I have booked for 2021 right now. I stopped booking shows. So Scout Bar, January 21st, I'm headlining. I'll be doing 45 minutes of material. If you've seen me before, Walt, don't come because it's going to be all the same shit. I've not written any new jokes. I'm a lazy son of a bitch. But if you haven't seen a full 45-minute set, come on out. I will say this, and if I could I haven't done all of my goals for 2021, and I know I'm way off track here with the whole comedy thing. When I had Bryson Brown on the show last week, and a lot of you guys, the feedback for Bryson was great, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed him. But when I had Bryson on the show, he inspired me to make a decision that this year I had been waiting on this record deal with 800-Pound Gorilla. And, it fell through and then got pushed back and this and that. And we had a verbal agreement, but I never signed the contract. So it never materialized. But I have decided that one of the things I'm going to do this year on my own is self-produce my own comedy album. Fuck it. Might as well. And I think the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to either rent a space or find a space that will allow me to put on my own show. I'm going to bring in a host and a feature. And then I'm going to do a 45-minute set. There's going to be 2 shows in one night. I'm going to record both of them. And that will be my comedy album. My first comedy album, self-produced. I don't know how I'm going to get it in the hands of like XM satellite radio. But watching Bryson, and I was like, you know what? I remember guys, when I first started Barry on Deck, guys and gals would tell me, man, you inspired me to do my own YouTube, or you inspired me to do this. And I was like, I don't know why, I'm just a fledgling YouTube fuckface with no job. But I kind of get it now, because watching Bryson get his first album, but then be like, you know what? I got this idea where I'm just going to drop EPs of comedy, 20 minutes at a time. Nobody's doing that. It's looked down upon, or used to be. But when you get a guy legitimately as funny as Bryson to do it, you're like, this player is on to something. Oh, see, I knew it. 3:30, first time I hit the mic. That's not bad. So I'm going to do it. Oh, no shit, House. Is that true? Is that really true, House? Because you're a natural, buddy. And if that's true, then I am so thrilled about that, because, dude, you are fucking hilarious, and you should be on Twitch and streaming, and you should blow up and have thousands and thousands of viewers and followers because you are really good at it. So I'm glad to hear that, my friend. Hey, Untouchable Maniac, thank you, dude. I hope to see you there. I mean, don't come up, like, wear a mask and don't come within 6 feet. But, yeah, come out. Come hang. It'll be my one and only show of 2021 until I figure out that everybody in my household is safe and won't die if I get the coronavirus. All right, we got to get back to this goddamn list, you guys. Let's go. So we did all the bad habits. Here are your top plans to be healthier in 2021. Tell me if this falls into any of your categories or your plans or your New Year's resolutions or goals for 2021. People are saying that overwhelmingly the number one plan to be healthier in 2021 is to exercise regularly. 53% of you say that. Eat more fruits and vegetables. 51% of you said that. Not me. I also didn't say exercise. I know I have to do it and I'm going to do it in order to lose weight, but that's not the reason. I don't plan like, oh, I just need to exercise. No, I just need to not eat like a fucking asshole. Meal planning, 36% said, and that's number 3 was meal planning. And number 4, regulate their sleep schedule. Hell yes, finally. One that I plan on trying to do better is regulate my sleep schedule. Jogging, 33%. I'm down for that. I'm a jogger. Portion control. See, and this is where my problem lies. This is why my phone told me that I'm an obese fat ass. Portion control. I don't eat great, but I already don't eat great and I eat too much. I feel like if I could get to a reasonable weight, and my goal, I'm at 210 right now. The goal is 180. So I want to lose 30 pounds, however long that takes. But then I feel like I can eat what I want when I'm there as long as I control my portions. Easier said than done. Daddy likes to eat. Fad diets are 23%. That's kind of like the belly off, Weight Watchers and all that bullshit. And then drink less. Drink less. You pussies. Drink less alcohol was 21%. Fuck those people. There's nothing wrong with a little alcohol in your life. I've learned that. If you can control it. Man, it is hot. Is it me? I don't know if that Jamie warmed me up or what. I don't even have my thing to turn the fan on. I feel like the fan, it would be too loud though. All right, so that's your bad habits and your top plans to get healthy in 2021. Let's talk about, I lost the photo. Where the fuck did it go? I don't know where it went. Here, we'll just do this story first. So this dude on your screen, this guy that you see here, he got so shit-faced. He got so shit-housed that he went and changed his name. His real name is Thomas Dodd. Said he got so drunk one night, he went down and had his name changed to Celine Dion. He said he spent much of the pandemic watching concerts of Celine Dion while at home, including one by her over the holidays that was accompanied by a magnum of champagne given to him by a friend. He plunked down $122 and officially took her name via an online application. But says, honestly, hand on heart, I don't remember doing it. I remember watching the concert, and I remember getting rather tipsy. I wasn't aware I had done it until I found the envelope in my mailbox. Post, because this is in the UK. Hello, it was in my post. I had a letter in my post. Right, yeah, right, yeah. That's my Tom Hardy impression. That's my Tom Hardy in Peaky Blinders. Right, yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right. Pretty good. Sydney liked it. I know she did. So this dude says, I wasn't aware I had done it. That was Southern. What? Barry, you are the fucking worst at this. Until I had found a letter in my post. Mom, I found a letter in my post. Initially, I had to sit down as I could not believe it. I was warm in my britches. He said, so I then checked my bank, which confirmed it all. Once it sunk in, I signed it straight away, as I bloody love her. So this dude gets drunk, goes online, he gets shit house and goes, you know what? Me gonna change my name. I don't know why I would say me. I don't think the British talk like that. How said my Southerners? I say, boy. I say, boy. Foghorn Leghorn. That was my dad's favorite character. So this dude's like, you know, I'm feeling good. Me love Celine Dion. I'm gonna take a name. And then he goes online and fills out an app and submits it, puts in his credit card, pays for it, and then they send him the doc, and he's like, oh, fuck. I changed my name. And then he signs it. Bro, I love Ice Cube. If I went online after 2 months Jamie one night and changed my name to Ice Cube, I'm not signing that paperwork, you dumbass. That's just not, I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous. I almost forgot to do my reads today. God damn. Barry, get your shit together. Oh, that's a problem. Can y'all hear that? That's loud as shit. So while we're here, let me tell you guys real quick. Crikey. That's Australian house. God damn it, house. That's Australian. That's not British. I don't know why I keep trying to make British people have like bad. Hey, me thinks me goes down. I'm like making them pirates. Hey, me thinks me goes down, matey. I don't know. How much Barry? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Crikey. Same thing. Let's throw another shrimp in the barbie for the queen. Are you telling me how much would it take for me to change my name to Ice Cube, Eric? Is that what you're asking me? How much would you guys have to pay me to legally change my name to Ice Cube? Now, could I keep my last name? Could I be Ice Cube Laminac? Do I have a price? Zoe said the show would be called Ice Cube on Deck. It would have to be a lot, dude. Like a lot. It would almost have to be not worth it for you guys to come up. I'm not talking like you couldn't give me $1,000. I mean, be like, oh, all right. My name is Oskib. Yeah. No. By the way, PK, it's Truman Barrett, not Barry. The name given to me by my parents was not Truman Barry. It was Truman Barrett Laminac. My mother said it sounded like I would be a lawyer. How about unemployed, Jenny? Truman Barrett. Charles says 1,500. No, bitch. You got to add a 0 to that, Charles. Add a 0. And then another. Like, I'm not doing this for less than 50K. You got to understand, Charles, I would have to live the rest of my life as Ice Cube Laminac. You fucking crazy? You think a measly $1,500 is going to do it? You're out of your fucking mind. Yes, Barrett. Sandoval, we've talked about my name a million goddamn times on this show. Barrett. And so Barrett was the name of a character in a movie or a book called Love Story. My dad was like, he's got it, because my dad and my grandfather are both named Truman. So my dad was like, well, he's got to be a goddamn Truman. And my mom was like, slow down, Truman. Not the coolest name in the world, so we're going to add Barrett to the middle, because my dad and my grandfather are Truman Lawson. So I would have been a Truman Lawson Laminack III. That was my dad's plan. There's Truman Lawson Laminack Sr., Truman Lawson Laminack Jr., and my dad was like, this dude is going to be Truman Lawson Laminack III. And my mom was like, oh, hell no, he's not. So she was like, I'll let you name him Truman, but I want to pick the middle name, and it's going to be Barrett from some character in a book called Love Story or The Love Story. I don't fucking know. So I was Truman Barrett Laminack, and they all called me Barry. I don't know why. No one called me Truman. No one called me Barrett. They called me Barry. I don't know why. That's my name. That's what it go by. Anyways, what is this? Ice Cube Laminack is hard as fuck. No, it's not. It's not even close. Reverend said you don't have to change your accent with the name. What? Yeah, right. Yeah, you do. Yeah. If you're going to be called Ice Cube, you're going to get a new accent to go with it. So tell me what I want, what I really, really want. I don't know. I'm fucking weird. Eric Resendez said, I would put down $1,000, possibly $1,500 if you changed your name to Ice Cube. Welp, Eric Resendez, you only got 49,000 more to go. $50,000. And I don't have to keep it forever. I'll keep it for 5 years. 5 years, I will legally be known as Ice Cube Laminack. That's 10,000. You know what we need to do? 1,000 a month. 1,000 a month. 12,000 a year for 5 years. $60,000. That's worth it to me. If you, Eric Resendez, raise $60,000, I will change my legal name to Ice Cube Laminack for 5 years. And I will walk around. I'll go get a new driver's license. I'll be Ice Cube Laminack. But it's going to take $60,000 to make that happen. So good luck, buddy. You have until the end of the year. Side effects of too much Call of Duty, right? That's enough mucking about. House is ready to sell out for $1,500. You raggedy whore. You raggedy whore. You would sell out your whole name for $1,500? This is why people get herpes. You just giving it away, bro. Jared Callahan said, how much for just your Twitter name to be changed? I'm trying to get verified, and if I change my Twitter name, they're going to be like, your name's not fucking Ice Cube Laminack? That would be funny as shit, though. Oh, Tony, Matt Shop just retired. He retired in 2010. Justin Swinford says 60,000 doll hairs. No, 60,000 US American dollars. Don't try that shit. Let me do my read, goddammit. We're way off track here. Hey guys, can I tell you about the Boiling Dragon? They offer fresh seafood to the Pearland area with an Asian twist. Their boiled seafood flavors include the house original, the garlic butter, the Thai basil, all of it fresh, all of it delicious. They specialize in dishes like campechana, clam chowder. They got chowder fries, which Cece, yes, Queen Bee Spice, Cece in the chat, has been to Boiling Dragon and said she absolutely loves it. Had the chowder fries. Listen, she said her name is Boiling Dragon Collins. She loves it. Try their shrimp crab puffs. Try the Brussels sprouts. Oh, there's your delicious vegetable because they cook them and make them delicious. Catfish, shrimp baskets, you name it, they have it. They also have off-the-menu chef specials. All you have to do is follow them on Instagram at Boiling Dragon. That's at Boiling Dragon. And you can get those off-the-menu chef specials that they have every other week. They are located in the Pearland area, 11625 Broadway Street in Pearland. And when I talked to them, they told me specifically, Barry, We are a local business and we are so blessed. We're not some chain. There's one boiling dragon in the world and it's in Pearland, and we are so blessed with the love and support of the Pearland and surrounding communities. And please let people know that we appreciate that. So I have, and you should go and visit the Boiling Dragon. And what you also should do is log on to hempvitacbd.com if you are suffering from any of the following things. The following items I'm about to read to you are things that CBD has been known to help with: inflammation, pain relief, insomnia, anxiety, seizures. Maybe you just need to relax more. Maybe you have a hard time falling asleep. I'll give you an example of how I use CBD in my life every single day. Not only do I take the gummies to fall asleep, but Nora has some arthritis in her ankle. And if she's on her feet all day or she's walking a lot, which she's prone to do because she's a nurse, she comes home, her ankle's hurt. Just this past weekend, she wasn't working. She wasn't doing any of that. Just laying on the couch, and her ankle really started bothering her. I guess she was having a flare up of arthritis or whatever it was. She said, "Babe, can you grab the gel?" I grabbed the gel. I rubbed it on her ankle and the top of her foot. And within 20 minutes, gone. I am not even kidding you. Every time she has foot pain and foot issues, I put some of that CBD gel on there and it's gone. Guys, I want to encourage you, if you suffer from any of the things that I just told you, inflammation, pain relief, insomnia, anxiety, seizures, and you need to relax more, hit up Hemp Vita. That's hempvitacbd.com. All the cannabinoids organically grown in the U.S. None of their products contain THC, so you don't have to worry about getting popped on drug tests. Their sole job, their sole reason for being is to provide you with all natural wellness products. And when you check out, use promo code DECKHEAD15. You're going to save 15% on your order. It's just that simple. All right. Let me get rid of these papers. Can Hemp Vita help? I suffer from a broken heart when Barry doesn't give me a shout out. God damn it, Tony. How much longer are you going to do this? Jesus. Hey, Rach is here. Hi, Rachel. Rach is such a sweetie. Tony, on the other hand, he's an asshole. Okay, this is sad news if you're a Prince fan. But the IRS is after him. They say that he undervalued his estate. The IRS has said that Prince's estate is valued at $163.2 million, a number much higher than the $82.3 million valuation submitted by the estate's administrator, Comerica Bank and Trust. Furthermore, the report explained that the gap is tied to Prince's music publishing and recording interest. So it says if the estate is correct, if the new estimate is correct, the estate owes $32 million in addition to what has already been paid, plus an additional $6 million for accuracy-related penalties. I tell you what, I know the IRS has a job to do. But goddamn, it's bad enough that we give our money every year, and then when we need it back because we're struggling, because we're living in a pandemic, we have these fucking assholes in Congress that are like, you know what? Nah. I know we're drawing all these salaries and no congressman or woman has lost their job, and I know we're still getting paid. I know. You guys don't need this $600. Oh, and you definitely don't need $2,000 of your money. And we're going to make sure that the only way you qualify is not this year, the year that you lost your fucking job. It's going to be last year when everything was okay. You want to know why? Because we are fucking idiots. I'm not going to go on a political rant. And it's not going to be based on blue or red, Democrat or Republican. I'm going to tell you every single person that sits in a seat in a congressional hall, be it the House or the Senate, is a fucking asshole that will not give us our money back. And I want you all to remember that when it's time to vote next time. No lie. I don't care if you vote another Republican in or another Democrat in to replace the ones that exist now. But fuck every single person that said we shouldn't get our money back. Fuck all of them. Joe Pro's in the building. What's up? What's up, player? I love when Joe Pro shows up to the chat. Joe Pro is a comments guy, but I love him being in the chat. Louis said, tax Joe Osteen and Scientology. Yeah, that too. Fuck churches for not paying taxes. Come on. Joe, look, if it's some small, there should be a threshold like for people, right? Like if a church is raking in hundreds of millions of dollars, you got to pay tax on that. You've basically turned your church into a business. And my buddy, Justin Trapp, who I've had on my nightly live chats, and we argued about Joel Osteen, and he loves Joel Osteen. And I'm like, fuck that dude. But even Justin was like, bro, there's a lot of churches and good people of faith. And I do agree with that. And they're out there with a church that, you know, maybe breaks even, makes a couple $1,000s a year, and nobody's living high on the hog. I got no problem with that. But if your church is in a fucking former basketball arena and your pastor lives in one of the biggest homes in this city, fuck you. Pay a couple bucks in taxes. I digress. I wish we didn't get to it because I couldn't find the goddamn picture of it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So there was a dude, and I don't have his picture. I don't know where it went. I swear to you, I thought I had it. So there was a guy. It was on the thumbnail. I'm just going to show you that. Is that cool? Can I just show you the thumbnail? This is the guy. You see this guy right here on the right? The guy where it says, accept my friend request or else. That's the guy. And what this dumb fuck did is he sent a friend request to somebody. His name is Caleb Burczyk. 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 I don't know. He's in North Dakota. So that's strike one already. So Caleb lives in North Dakota, and he's a fucking idiot. And he sent a friend request to a guy named Robert Allen Thomas, who lives about 80 miles south of the sad city that Caleb lives in North Dakota. He's also 10 years older than Caleb. But Caleb, being the dumb fuck that he is, sends the guy a friend request and then says, if you don't accept my friend request, I'm going to murk you. And Robert Allen Thomas is like, bro, it's just Facebook. Chill out. So Burczyk, this is the exact quote. He sent and said, accept my friend request or I'm going to murder you. I'm going to tell every single one of you right now. If you send me that, not only am I blocking you, not only am I turning you into Facebook or Twitter or whoever that is, if you get that fucking creepy with me, because I think honest to God, if I pull up my Facebook, I think I have several hundred friend requests that have gone unaccepted. I don't know how you see that. But I think I have like over 250 outstanding friend requests on Facebook. I just keep that to my friends and family. Like if we're not friends or family, for the most part, there are a few that aren't friends or family. But, oh, here we go. I have 212 outstanding friend requests. And I'm going to tell you right now, if one of you messaged me and said, accept my friend request or I will murder you. Not only would I turn you in, but you show up to my house like this dumb son of a bitch did. Yes, he actually got in the car. No shit. He gets in the car. He drives 80 miles to this dude's house, kicks down the door, and then assaults the guy. And the grandpa that was at home called the police. So he kicked in the front door, entered the residence. The grandfather called the police. The police came and arrested the guy. The whole thing was recorded on the home security system, which I wish I had the video of, but I don't. He was charged with burglary and terrorizing. I'm going to tell you right now. You threaten to murder me if I don't accept your friend request, and then you show up to my house, you're probably going to get shot. I'm not going to lie. If you kick my door in, you are definitely getting shot. Definitely getting shot. There's just no question about that. Cece said, I have 785 requests, and 2 are from my mother. Your mama's going to come to your house. And that's going to be ugly. But this is the question. And I know we got to go. It's 3:57. My question is this. How fucking desperate are you for a Facebook friend that you would threaten to murder them and then go to their house to do it? Like, what kind of a fucking weirdo are you? You deserve to be in prison. And then when you get out, you should be locked up into a mental institute because you're not stable. If Facebook friends mean that much to you, wow. That's beyond weird. All right. House said I have 0 outstanding requests. Well, maybe if you weren't such a mealy-mouthed son of a bitch, you'd have more. All right, you guys. Show number 1 of 2021 is in the books. Hey, I thank you for showing up. Thanks for being here. I had a blast. I hope you had a good time as well. We got sporty, we got funny, we got weirdy. We're making up words. That's how it goes. Until tomorrow, be safe, be kind, and most importantly, love each other. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll talk some Rockets. We'll talk a little more college football, maybe. We'll have fun. Do me a favor. Bring a friend. Also, don't forget to subscribe. See you tomorrow.